Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Today I'm answering some of your questions again, such as, are Rolexes getting too expensive to wear daily? Is it dangerous? What do I think of Breitling's progress under new CEO George Kern? And what is the one watch that I wanted that got away? All that and more in today's episode. Now, of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Still rocking my Seiko SKX. I've been wearing it nearly a week now, giving this piece some much needed love, though I think I'm going to swap it out today. I have an event to attend tonight, a slightly more formal dinner, probably put on a dress watch. And also, guys, don't forget to check out delraywatch.com. We just got in a Tudor Black Bay 58 bronze full kit, very, very cool watch. An Arnold & Son Globetrotter Night, a very rare GMT watch with a beautiful spinning globe dial. Very, very interesting piece. And an Oris Big Crown pointer date with the red dial. Absolutely love these Oris Big Crowns. I think they're fantastic. Bang per buck. And also, guys, these are the questions you asked me here. That's on my Instagram account at Federico Talks Watches. You'll see the Q&A picture pop up, I don't know, a couple times a month. Please don't DM me, though. I do not check them. You got to wait for the picture to pop up. It only stays up a few minutes because, we get a lot of questions. I can't answer them all. Anyway, in no particular order. Mucho Mo. Hey, Fed, what is your opinion about Instagram watch raffles? Regards from Spain. Mo, it's a great question. I actually participated back in the day in a few Instagram watch raffles, but my opinion is not great. Apart from the fact that I'm not fully aware of the legality of raffles as a non-registered entity. They might be fully legal, they might not be, it might change per country. And I've actually won a few watches this way. It all always ends up in tragedy. Either you get a watch that's misdescribed, or the guy runs away with the money. Now, I'm not accusing anybody of being a thief here. I don't know which raffle you're talking about. But I've participated over 2 to 3 years in a few of these, and without fail, over time, might be the nicest guy on earth, the nicest group on earth, you always end up getting it right up the butt without lube. Everybody's favorite. Sorry to be graphic there, but no, I have a very low opinion on them. They're a fun way to gamble, essentially, but it never ends well, and I hope I don't ruffle any feathers with the guys that run these groups, but yeah, that's just my personal experience. Nico Nato. Hey, Fed, what is your opinion on Breitling since the arrival of George Kern? Keep up with the great content. Thank you. Well, George Kern left Richemont to join Breitling a few years ago. Breitling's done a complete 180. They've redone a lot of their models, their naming conventions, updated their pricing. Breitling is on a track for success. Now, to steady a ship like this, now Breitling were at a very low point for a long time. To steady a big brand like this or make it turn around is not something that's done overnight. And while Breitling is not perfect yet, I think George has done a hell of a job, particularly releasing new watches, re-releasing some old classics, cleaning up the gray market, cleaning up the dumping of inventory, and Breitling has really stabilized. So I think he's done a fantastic job. Mr. Evil 1010. Hey, Fed, great content as always. Thank you. I have a Rolex Pepsi 2019. I'm at the point where I don't feel comfortable walking around with it on my wrist as the price has gone ridiculous. I feel like a target. I feel like the hype is ruining the experience of such a lovely watch. Well, Mr. Evil, what I'm going to say is very subjective and personal, but I think it very much depends on your situation. And now, I mean your situation in a broad sense. Financially, how financially secure are you? Geopolitically, where are you located? Do you live in New York? Do you live in London? Do you live in South America? Do you live in Asia? And what is your current job situation? All these factor into your decision. Can you afford to replace the watch? Is where you're wearing the watch safe? I have no problem wearing my watches in a lot of Miami, particularly the neighborhoods I hang out in, or in New York. But when I do travel, I make a decision whether to wear it or not. Now, this watch is probably over or close to or over $20,000 now, so I can totally understand you feeling uncomfortable with it? And more importantly, are you like a mid-level manager in a company? Is it potentially, it's never inappropriate, but will it be frowned upon that you're wearing such a expensive watch on your wrist? All these can factor into the decision. More importantly, if you feel uncomfortable wearing it, then you should sell it. I'm not saying sell it to me, but what's the point of having so much money rolled into one piece if you're not going to wear it and enjoy it? As far as going to feel uncomfortable, get something you can enjoy. Get a couple pieces you can enjoy. Something where you don't feel like there's a target on your back. That's very important. Now, while some people will wear this watch with total disregard and never feel like a target, that's them. We're talking about you. And in my opinion, I would never wear something that makes you feel uncomfortable. So my opinion is, if that's your feeling, get rid of it. Get something that you can actually enjoy. 10x Sean, a good friend of the channel. Fed, what is your one watch that got away? This would be an FP Journe Zodiac calendar that I was offered by a good friend of mine about 3 years ago for $27,000. $27,000 is a bucket load of money now, and it was even more money then for me. But now this piece is totally unattainable. A watch that never really worked very well, had a sense of, it always broke, but I loved the complication, I loved the design, I wanted it, and I couldn't swing it back then. If it was $27K now, I could probably swing it now, but it's not $27K now. It's through the roof, totally unattainable, and unfortunately, that's the watch that got away. Do I feel bad about it? Nah, not particularly. I'll find another one, and I'll find another watch that I love, and I'll get that. This is all part of the journey, part of your watch story. So, but theoretically, that's probably the closest thing to the watch that got away. Hey Fed, love your channel. Do you think Tudor watches will ever become as valuable or as desirable as Rolex? Thanks for all you do. Thanks, Michael. No, I don't think they will be, but that's by design. They're meant to be a lower-end Rolex. They're owned by Rolex. They're meant to be less aspirational, easier to get, and as a status symbol, which is the only reason Rolex is so highly regarded, they are on purpose placed below Rolex. They're known as the cheaper Rolex, not as good as Rolex, and generally purchased by people that either don't want to spend the money on Rolex or can't afford Rolex. Does that make Tudor a bad watch? No. Does that mean some of their models won't skyrocket in value? No, of course not. They certainly can. But will the brand ever be as desirable as Rolex? Unless the positioning of the brand, which is owned by Rolex, changes, then absolutely not. It makes no sense. Tudor is supposed to be the gateway to Rolex. So as I said, unless something changes, no. Maddie's146. Hey Fed, please keep up your great work. How do you view the modding industry? Something you favor or dislike? Well, Maddie, I love options. Give people options. Now, the modding industry can be everything from changing the bezel and bracelet on an SKX to completely busting down your steel Rolex Datejust with diamonds that are as yellow as a crack fiend's teeth. I love everybody that buys those bust-down Rolex. VS diamonds, yeah, VS my butt. Do I like it? No, not really. I would never wear it. I've never had a modded watch. But it doesn't mean that options aren't great. Options are fantastic. We win as consumers and collectors when there are options. As long as the modding is done correctly, honestly, which in the case of diamonds is very, very rare. And I'm not even going to say tastefully because everybody's taste is different. So how do I view it? Would I ever wear one? Absolutely not. Or not yet, at least. My taste may change. But I think it's a win. I mean, more options can only be a good thing. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Please give this video a thumbs up. It really does help. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more content. And of course, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.